The Milwaukee Bucks are in huge trouble. They have dug themselves a huge hole here. They started off so good, 30 and 13, and then they decided, I don't know what it was. There's been a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation about Giannis falling out of love with Adrian Griffin, a lot of other speculation. But bottom line, Adrian Griffin was 30 and 13, gets fired. Doc Rivers is 15 and 16 with this team since being hired. Now, I thought it would take him a little bit of time. I wasn't panicking at first when they were not playing very well, but right now it's looking like that was a terrible decision. They just lost by 6 to the Toronto Raptors. It's not looking good in Milwaukee right now, especially when you take into account that the 6-point loss to the Raptors was after a 10-point loss to the Memphis Grizzlies, which was after a 4-point loss to the Washington Wizards. Not good. This is not a good situation at all right now. They just lost to 3 of the worst teams in the NBA. The problem is their defense. They are 22nd in opponents' points per game, 17th in defensive rating, which it was number 22 when Doc Rivers took over, so he has improved the defense a little bit, but it's still not fantastic. The offensive rating is at 6, and when you scroll down here to the stats, when you look at this roster, I think part of the huge problem is they messed up at point guard. You know, hindsight's always 20/20, but Dame Lillard has not been great this year. I'm not going to say it's completely his fault, but you look at his stats, 24.6 points per game, 4.4 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, about 3 turnovers per game, 43% shooting from the field on 18 shot attempts. That is not good. That's like Jalen Green numbers. 36% from 3 on 9 attempts. It's not good to be making $60 million to shoot it 36% from 3. Those are like Jaylen Brown numbers. Not to throw anybody under the bus. But Terry Rozier was better than him this year in his time with Charlotte. Looking at Rozier's stats from Charlotte, and I'm just pointing this out because, you know, as a Hornets fan, Rozier was really good for us this year, and Dame Lillard has not been himself in Milwaukee. Rozier averaged 23.2 points, 4 rebounds, 6.6 assists, 1 steal, 46% from the field, which is 3 percentage points higher than Dame. And he also shot it about the same from 3, despite making about $30 less million per year, which is crazy. The Heat low-key outsmarted everybody here because they didn't give up a huge haul for Dame Lillard. They didn't give up a huge haul for Drew Holiday. They just went out, they got Terry Rozier. So smart on the Heat's part. As for the Celtics, getting Drew Holiday, you know, instead of getting Dame Lillard, that really worked out for them as well. You look at Drew Holiday, who has been a key part to this top-ranked Milwaukee Bucks defense the last few years, as he was all-defensive first team last year, all-defensive second team 2 years ago, and all-defensive first team his first year in Milwaukee, all while being top 8 in Defensive Player of the Year voting in all 3 of those years. They've lost their point of attack defender, and it's glaring obvious that this is not a good situation in Milwaukee. Now, Giannis is doing his best. He's still really, he's still dominant. 31 points a game, 11.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. 3.4 turnovers is a bit concerning, but his usage rate is through the roof, so that's kind of comes with it. Still only 66% from the free throw line. I mean, have we really not been able to teach this man how to shoot free throws yet? It's been like 5 years. He still can't shoot a free throw. But at least he's making 2 out of every 3 now, which is better than what it has been. He's shooting at 62% from the field on 31 points per game. Absolutely outrageous efficiency there from Giannis. We talked about Dame Lillard. Chris Middleton, honestly, him getting back to himself come playoff time is going to be huge for this team. He's averaging 15.2 points, 4.6 rebounds, 5.3 assists, 1 steal, in about 27 minutes per game, 49% shooting from the field, 38% from 3 on 4.6 attempts. That's the Chris Middleton we all know and love. Yes, he's not averaging his normal 25 and 5, but he's only playing 27 minutes a game, and he hasn't, he's the number 3 option now. He's not the number 2 option anymore. He was the number 2 option. He was the closer when Drew Holiday was there, but right now they're giving those roles to Dame Lillard, and hopefully he can pick it up in time for the playoffs, because right now he's not getting the job done. This team limping into the playoffs with a sub 500 record over the last 30 games. That is a terrible recipe, especially after losing to 3 of the worst teams in the league. Another thing that I thought would happen that didn't happen was Marjon Beauchamp and Andre Jackson Jr. both still not being used, well, not used properly, but neither one of their defensive potential being tapped into. I mean, both of these guys are long, athletic wings that are still 22 and 23 years old that can defend, that have proven they can defend. I mean, you watch Andre Jackson Jr. at all last year in the NCAA tournament, 6'8", 6'9", runs like a deer, jumps like a kangaroo, and he can sit down and guard. Andre Jackson this year is playing 10 minutes per game, averaging 2.3 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist. Not good. 51% shooting from the field, not bad. 38% from 3. And then you also have Marjon Beauchamp, who's averaging a little bit better, 4.3 points, 2 rebounds, on 48% shooting from the field, 39% from 3, in about 13 minutes a game. So both of those guys, per 36 numbers, especially Beauchamp, with those splits, wouldn't be terrible, to throw into the starting lineup. But and he has at times this year, but I think both of those guys going forward will have to be the big pieces. Otherwise, other spots defensively that they are decent at. I mean, Brook Lopez has been known for his defense, 12.5 points, 2.4 blocks per game to go with 5 rebounds, and he still shoots it, only 36% from 3. But, I mean, this team, one of their biggest weaknesses has been three-point shooting. Cam Payne, who was shooting at 40% from the 3, they traded away. Pat Connaughton is only shooting at 36% from 3 this year. Not the kind of efficiency we're used to seeing from him. Malik Beasley is their sniper so far this year, shooting at 42% from the field on 7 attempts. 11.4 points per game for him. 3.8 rebounds. 44% from the field overall. Lakers fans are probably kicking air right now because he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn for them. And then he comes to Milwaukee and lights it up. But defensively right now, they are riding some old guys. Jay Crowder at 33 is playing 23 minutes a game for them, averaging 6.3 points and 3.2 steals. And then Patrick Beverley is their other main point of attack defender. He's their backup point guard. So once Dame Lillard goes off the court, they really don't have a true lockdown in this lineup. Like I said, I was hoping Marjon Beauchamp, Andre Jackson Jr. would be able to, play a little bit more, but they haven't really. And Brook Lopez, yes, he's good at anchoring the paint, but not when there's a lot of perimeter defenders around him. Same thing with Giannis. Both of those guys are good on the interior, but when there's no perimeter defenders around them, it's tough. Last guy we'll talk about is Bobby Portis. Couldn't make it a Bucks video without talking about him. He's averaging 13.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, while shooting at 50% from the field and 39% from 3. So good numbers from Bobby Portis this year. But yeah, overall, the Bucks are in a scary spot. Season ended today. They would not be looking good. So they need to build some momentum here over the last 2 games and head into the playoffs. It's not looking good. Doc Rivers has got some things to get figured out. But with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like button and leave me a comment down below. It's what really puts out in the YouTube algorithm. And with all that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.